The Turbo and 2K Show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing tonight? Let's get a little light on the board here. I know you probably really want to see my ugly face that much, but there, that's better now. You can see me now, you can see me. Yes, I am rolling solo tonight. The influenza bug has gone through the 2K's household, so you got me solo. So the best way to do this is to just drop something in the comments. I got a whole show planned. I'm really excited to see where this goes, and let me know if you have any questions or anything as we go along. So, yeah, we got a really great show. Really great show. We're gonna put a bow on the Super Bowl, as well as dive into a little college hoops talk, and which we all know is my complete wheelhouse. So I'm really excited to see. It's gonna be kind of a just a breakdown by fire, I guess you could say. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ryan Turbo Jackson, the host of the Turbo and 2K Show, and I just want to give a big shout out to everyone watching over on Twitter. Give a big shout out to everyone watching over on Facebook, and if you are watching live on YouTube, please feel free to give a subscribe, like, comment. If you are one of the few, or not few, actually, if you're one of the diehards, the OGs, that are still following, that are downloading on the podcast side, wherever you consume your podcast, go ahead and give us a follow and a 5-star rating. That'd be great. That'd be great. 2K Crew, how was everyone's Super Bowl? I mean, the game itself was pretty awesome. Was pretty awesome. But before we get into that, check this out. Check out the new graphics. I'm pretty excited about that. We're gonna jump into some news here real quick. Because, yeah, we 2Ks and I, like you and your family, did watch Super Bowl. Didn't want to really... It's one of those things where it would be really cool to have a show that night, but who would watch it and how much would you actually give us? I guess is what I'm saying, which is why we really don't have kind of like a watch along type deal, but one day it might be cool if we get enough, when we get enough followers here. But yeah, it was a great game. It was an absolute great game. But I do want to jump into some news here. Let's go here. This was a tweet from, what was it? I can't remember. This is a tweet on Facebook from 2019. February 11th, 2019. We recorded our first podcast yesterday. It's editing time and applying for approval from iTunes. I'll keep everyone updated. So yes, we started this February 11th, 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, the first episode went out on Valentine's Day. How cool is that? So 2019, for doing the math, this has been 5 years. We have taken some time off, but this is episode 202, I believe. So it has been one hell of a ride, 2K Crew, and I can't wait to do just as many of these as we can. Because like 2Ks and I have talked about in the past, this is so much fun. So much fun, otherwise we wouldn't do it. We really wouldn't do it. But in other news, we have some local news. Mr. Sam Adams. Sam Adams, Coach of the Year, Wrestling Coach of the Year. Sam, I've known you for years, and I know this is a very big passion for you, and just the atmosphere around the school with the team, and with all of your hard work, and the kids' hard work. Congratulations, brother. Not a more deserving person in the world, so congratulations. And I did want to give a big shout out to you right here. And this next little clip, and the next little bit of news is kind of a depressing one, especially as a Red Sox fan. This is from Boston Sports Journal. Who would have thought 5 years back that both Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts would be full-time second basemen for NL West teams. And words are heard. But yeah, that is weird. Especially considering how much each player is making and not playing their normal position. Mookie's obviously a right fielder. With the injury bug that hit the Dodgers last year, he played a lot of second base, so it's kind of weird to see both of them. Obviously both ex-Red Sox playing that type of position. Kind of weird. But it is what it is. I was hoping 2Ks would be here when I was putting this together, so we can kind of chat about that. But maybe we'll hit on that when he gets back next week. And kind of the big news of the week, Caitlin Clark drops, and this is from Bleacher Report. Caitlin Clark drops a career-high 49 on night. She would break the scoring record. Unreal. And kudos to the social media department over at Nike. They had a great tribute to her. And I know this is kind of far-fetched, but depending on who gets the first pick in the NBA draft, could they draft her? I mean, honestly, honest to goodness question, or anyone in the draft. Is she eligible for the NBA draft? And it seems like she's good enough. So, I'm just curious. 2K Crew. I don't think we've ever had a situation like this, or for instance like this, so, man, I would really honestly honest to goodness, I'd like to know the answer to that. See if she'd probably have to declare, maybe? Because, if you think about it, granted, we can discuss whether she would be more successful with the WNBA side of it as opposed to the NBA, but still, it would seem like, I know the games are different, I know the balls are different, I'm not sitting here trying to advocate for a team to draft her. I'm just curious, it's obviously never been done, but, yeah, is it possible? Is it possible to get cool for those of you out there looking up? That would really be cool to see. So yeah, let's jump over into the Super Bowl recap here. First of all, one hell of a game. One hell of a game. We almost saw, we talked about it on one of the shows leading up to it. One of the higher-ups tweeted out that he had the script that it was going to overtime, two overtimes, which we almost saw. And oddly enough, I find it rather odd that seems like the San Francisco 49ers did not know the overtime rules. Now, it would have been really, really weird if the Kansas City Chiefs did not know the rules when the rule was made up because of the game that they played with the Bills, and Josh Allen didn't get the ball in overtime, so one would think that, yeah, that would be kind of a slam dunk that they would know it, but in all the hubbub and commotion around this, I find there's a lot of other folks, even NFL professionals, that find it odd that they didn't know the rules. There's normally a guy that, a person that is paid to take care of this, to go over this. And maybe the 49ers don't have one of those, or if they do, maybe they want to look for a different one. And kind of, oddly enough, I wasn't familiar with the overtime rules either, but then again, I'm not paid to play that game. But there was something in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, when the 49ers took the ball to start the overtime, I'm like, okay, because there's something in these rules, this is what's going through my head, there's something in these rules that both teams are able to touch the ball. So why would you take it first? Why when it's going on, those are the things that are running through my head. And I start questioning, I'm like, well, maybe, I'm not an NFL guy, maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know, and come to find out that, it was completely the other way. Completely the other way. But let's back up. Let's back up. I was kind of putting the cart before the horse here. But leading up to the Super Bowl, we had talked about how kind of the keys for the 49ers to beat the Chiefs. And vice versa, the keys to the Chiefs beating the 49ers. And I am so glad that there's not as much commotion and hubbub as I kind of thought was going to go into this, where a lot of people were going to be blaming Brock Purdy for this, and he responded every single time. Every single time. So for those, it still irks me to this day how people are just hating on this man, and all he does is win, or take Patrick Mahomes to overtime. And I think he was let down by his coaching staff, which we'll get to that in a little bit, but it just blows my mind. And I'm so glad that he had the game of his career, game of his life, on the biggest stage, in only his second year as a pro. That's just, that blows my mind. Blows my mind. Now getting back to the coaching staff, this is something that, is rather odd. It's rather odd, I think. Let's go here. This is a tweet from Gabriel Morency. At Sports Rage, he's a sports handicapper gambler. He says, I will hit on tonight's show, Shanahan cost them again. I don't get how he thinks that the best way to protect leads are throwing the ball. he let it have. In third quarter, threw 8 times, ran once, and 0 first downs. That's on him. And Gabe, you hit the nail right on the head. It seems like, for whatever reason, Christian McCaffrey up until the third quarter was non-existent. Non-existent. And the reason you're there is because you have one of the most balanced offensive attacks in the league. You have the best running back in the league. If you put Debo into that conversation, you have 2 of the best, say top 15, I would say. And then of course, passing-wise, which, if you're going to pass the ball that often, where the hell is George Kittle in all this? It just seems like the play calling was off yet again. 2Ks is a huge Kyle Shanahan guy, so am I, but man, it just seems like dance with the girl you brought. Dance with the girl you brought. I don't understand this necessity to get away from, is my audio okay? Please hold. Hold on, let me fix this here.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right, I think this is better. I got Facebook up here and it's on a delay, so let's wait a few seconds here. All right, yep, we are good to go. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope for those that, and big shout out to Jeff. Thank you for letting me know that was all fucked up, because it was. And I went to the bathroom prior to this, so I should have taken care of that. But yeah, let's continue talking about the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, because let me put something here. Just do this. Yeah, Jeff, thank you for that shout out. Let me know if it is all goofed up again, but I have a feeling I think I got it right. But yeah, let's get back into the Super Bowl. Shanahan just went away from the run. I mean, I don't understand it. And the whole thing just blows my mind. And for those of you that obviously couldn't hear me, I'll bring this tweet back up. This is from Gabe Morency. I will hit on tonight's show. Shanahan cost them again. I don't know how he thinks that the best way to protect leads are by throwing the ball. had lead at half, in third quarter, threw 8 times, ran once, got 0 first downs. That's on him. Now, on the complete flip side, you could say that that the Chiefs' defense just kind of stepped up. I mean, maybe we're thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe for all of those that want to hate and just throw shade on Shanahan, maybe it's the Chiefs' defense. Maybe it was Spags and that defense, and maybe and if that's the case, was Shanahan totally outcoached? Yes. As a matter of fact, he was. But not that one. This one. Field Yates tweeted, Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo is now the first offensive or defensive coordinator in NFL history to win 4 Super Bowls. One of the best big game coaches of all time. And ironically enough, ladies and gentlemen, is that as good as this guy is, he gets zero head coaching now. No one even thought about it. And could you attest to it being, they were in the Super Bowl? Yeah, a little bit. But even then, we've seen teams kind of hold out and kind of have their guy in place. And, but yeah, it's weird to think that a guy which is great for the Chiefs. Because they keep their coaching staff in place. And if that's the case, I mean, I would keep on rolling it, guys. Keep on rolling it. Whatever you've got going seems to be working. And now, I think going into last year, we were all kind of wondering how this Chiefs team, or the offense in particular, would respond with Bieniemy leaving and going to the Commanders. And if you look at that Commanders situation, it was not the offensive side of the ball that was the problem. It was the whole team was just a mess. But all in all, I mean, it's not like his Bieniemy's value went down by any means. But I honestly think that, getting to the Super Bowl and especially winning it has a whole lot to do with keeping your coaching staff together. So kudos to Andy Reid and that staff. But kind of getting back to not only my point, but a bunch of other people's points when it comes to this is you have Christian McCaffrey was not even, it seems like, an option until the fourth quarter. The second and third quarter, it seemed like he was non-existent. And for those of you that had the over on a lot of his stuff, we're kind of shaking in your boots. Now, when it comes to the anytime touchdown score, that got out of the way really, really quick. And so, it's the whole, coming from the 49ers side, the whole thing just kind of confused me. And you can't say it's a lack of preparation because they had a whole extra week. So let's just throw that completely out of the mix. And if that is the case, then maybe Shanahan isn't as good as we thought. And now we're seeing the Shanahan tree. Those coaches are kind of taking the lead as to the success of their teams as compared to Shanahan. Or maybe they're getting close to it. So what are they doing that he isn't? Because supposedly, they're all, if you remember back, it seems like anyone who had a cup of coffee with Kyle Shanahan was getting either a coordinator job, head coaching job. I mean, we all kind of ran that narrative when LaFleur was hired in Green Bay. It's like, who the hell is this guy? And what has he done? And now, granted, done a very good job everywhere he's been. So that was on us for not knowing who he was. It has nothing to do with his lack of skill or lack of just overall coaching ability. But man, the whole thing, it was just really, really weird. And I guess, congrats to the Kansas City Chiefs. And congrats to Travis Kelce for becoming the first podcaster to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Back-to-back Super Bowls. So congratulations, Trav. Congratulations. Do I have I do have one other thing here. And this is a tweet from Big Cat over at Pardon My Take. And this is from Neil Payne. He says, "This is insane." It reads Mahomes. Since 2001, there have been 125 drives in the NFL postseason where it was at least the fourth quarter. There was under a minute left to play, and the teams on offense trailed by 7 points or fewer at the start. These are your standard clutch moments for a football team, the do-or-die drives that win and lose critical games. Out of those 125 drives, only 40% of the time saw the team on offense pull off the magic trick and get the points they needed. Some quarterbacks are pretty good at it, such as Tom Brady, who went 5 for 11, it's 46%, or Drew Brees, who went 3 for 6, 50%. Only Patrick Mahomes, though, is 7 for 7 or perfect in those dire situations. Let me read that last little tidbit again. Tom Brady went 5 for 11. Drew Brees went 3 for 6. Patrick Mahomes is 7 for 7. 7 for 7, ladies and gentlemen. That is probably the most insane stat that I read the entire time. This whole Super Bowl. I mean, granted, the last two shows we kind of did a side by side of where after their sixth season, Mahomes v. Brady and how they stacked up. But man, oh man, that stat right there is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And if you guys want a copy of that, let me know, and I'll shoot you over a screenshot of it. Excuse me. But yeah, it just blows my mind. The whole, like, how there's so many more questions that I have that need to be answered, but they're not going to be answered for some time, if at all. Because now we're staring down the potential of a back-to-back-to-back Super Bowl champion, which hasn't been done. And the back-to-back hasn't been done in almost 20 years. And the vast majority of this team is coming back. So is it safe to say that now Vegas views the 49ers as the betting favorite as of right now? But I'm officially on the how can I can't fade Patrick Mahomes. I can't, and I won't. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And to be honest, 2K Crew, that was the only bet that I had hit. Was I took the Chiefs plus 2.5. Now, if Travis Kelce scores a touchdown, I got a pretty big parlay that's gonna hit. If Isaiah Pacheco, I believe it was Pacheco. If he scores, pretty big parlay hits. Pretty big parlay hits. But yeah, that was the only one that hit. It was the only one that hit. Well, that's all right. That's why they call it betting. All right, so yeah. Turbo's pick for next year, Chiefs. Chiefs again. Go ahead and lay the money right now. Put it on a futures bet. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It really is. Let's jump into some college hoops here. I will be the first to admit I have not watched a ton of college hoops this year so far, but I have a feeling that's going to change because we are getting into March Madness season, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, so let's check the top 25 here. We got UConn sitting at the top, number 1. Purdue, number 2. Houston, 3. Marquette, 4. Just to highlight some other ones. Kansas, 6. North Carolina, 7. Duke, 9. There are two obvious omissions from this list, which is Michigan and Michigan State, which we'll wait till 2Ks gets back before we can talk about Michigan basketball, because that is That's not pretty. That is not pretty over there. Not pretty. But yeah, it seems to me like, okay, first of all, how old is this Edie kid? It seems like he's one of those white dudes from Michigan State that has played 8 years. Now, I understand that basketball players probably get the same COVID year as the football players, maybe, but man, it seems like, because he was a badass last year, he was okay the year before, so I believe this is his senior year. I mean, it's got to be his senior year. If not, man, oh man, this dude looks like he's 35. He is about 8 foot tall, and how he isn't good, I don't know, but when it comes tournament time, man, I just have a hard time picking Purdue. I really do. I have a hard time picking Purdue. And is that going to change this year? I don't know. It seems to me like in the tournament, you want to find a team that shoots a lot of threes and is good at shooting threes. But then again, we've seen too, live by the three, die by the three. If you have a cold quarter or cold game, then tournament time is one and done. So do you really want to put all your eggs in the 3-point basket? Literally and figuratively? I mean, we've seen it work. And it does seem like there's a lot of elder statesmen in this crew. I mean, and for the most part, it's weird to see like there isn't a there isn't a team that's running away with this yet again. And I don't know. I'm probably talking out of school here, but maybe it's the transfer portal and NIL is kind of, I'm not going to say infiltrating college basketball, because it's been here, it has. But is it kind of leveling the playing field a little bit? I mean, yes, we've seen some iconic coaches retiring, Coach K, and so we're seeing Duke kind of not be the Coach K powerhouse that they once were, but to sit at number 9 at 18-5. I mean, it's just weird to see a Duke team with 5 losses. But we're seeing teams like Marquette and Kansas with 5 losses, North Carolina with 5 losses, Tennessee with 6 losses. So it seems like there is a little bit more even playing field, and we're not seeing a team run away with it, which is kind of cool. But we're only seeing 2 teams get votes to be the number 1 team, in UConn and Purdue. UConn getting 45 and Purdue getting 16. And if you look at the coaches poll, UConn has 24 first place votes. Purdue has 8. So let me know, 2K crew, your kind of sneaky dark horse that you're keeping your eye on for March Madness, because 2K crew, I'm ready. I'm not going to say I'm down to betting on college baseball, but I'm actually not doing too bad at it either. Let me check my book here. I hit a three game parlay yesterday, and with a quick plus 250. But yeah, let's check here. Okay, those games are tomorrow. But yeah, I'm ready. I don't know about you all, but I'm ready. This is one of my favorite times of the year. Yes, we do have a little bit of kind of lull, let's be honest. A little lull between, the height, the creme de la creme of the football season until the tournament starts. So that is always the kind of odd time of the year, because as we see, does the regular season count for a whole lot in college basketball? Absolutely. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it doesn't. But to get in, it seems like there's a lot more losses to go around and still get in the tournament. So maybe when it comes to conference tournament, it's that always heats up. And yes, before anyone asks, we are definitely doing the Turbo and 2K Crew bracket challenge again. So keep an eye on that. I will post it over in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/2K-crew. We will be getting, once that is announced and everyone gets rolling on that, same thing as before, $10, get you 3 brackets. So kind of keep an eye on that. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited, as you can tell. Let's see what this one has to say here. All right. Yep, from what I'm reading here, 2K Crew, it looks like the UConn Huskies are your 2024 March Madness champion. But we all know how that goes. It is always a crapshoot once we get into the big dance. So I'm really excited to kind of dive a little bit more in depth in that. We will not have a top 5 tonight because, like I said, 2Ks is not here. But yes, we will be breaking down moving forward. Obviously, at some point we're going to have to talk about baseball free agency. We're getting into the combine and the draft and all that other stuff with the NFL. So we've got plenty of content coming, ladies and gentlemen. So don't you fret. Don't you fret at all. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some folks in here that chat us up a little bit more about these topics. And before I get out of here, since the audio was kind of garbled, I did want to put this back up here. Congratulations to Sam Adams, our own Sam Adams, girls wrestling coach of the year for the region that Marcellus is in. Always been a big fan of yours, my man. Always been a big fan of what you stand for and your integrity and hard work. And I know your passion for this sport is, unrivaled. And you can tell with your athletes have the same type of mentality and the same type of drive and intensity as you do. So awesome accomplishment. Couldn't go to a better person as well as a better coach. So to that, Mr. Adams, my hat is off to you. Congrats. And I do believe you do have 2 state qualifiers. So coach them up, big guy. And for those athletes that did get the nod to state, best of luck. Bring home a ship. And I can't wait to kind of see where that is moving forward. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. We will be back better than ever next week. 2Ks will be back in the saddle, back in the studio. So yeah, we'll be doing that thing again next week. So everyone have a great week, and as always, Jim Rome, we're coming for you.